Have you ever believed that drinking less water in the evening is the only way to finally get a good night's sleep? It's a thought almost every single one of my patients has shared with me over the years. It just seems like common sense, doesn't it? But here's the surprising and frankly dangerous truth. That seemingly safe habit isn't just failing you, it can actually make things worse. Imagine that all too familiar feeling at 2 in the morning. When your bladder wakes you up, yet again. The next day, your memory feels foggy, your energy is completely gone, and your mood is heavy. But here's the frightening truth no one talks about. That cycle, it isn't just stealing your sleep. It's silently chipping away at your health, your independence, and the joy you feel during the day. As a doctor who has dedicated over 30 years to helping seniors live healthier, more vibrant lives, I can tell you this. The solution isn't found in what you stop drinking, but in a simple fruit that's likely sitting on your kitchen counter right now. A banana. Now, I know that might sound too simple to be true, but I'm not talking about some internet theory. I'm talking about real people. I think of my patient, Eleanor, a retired teacher from Pennsylvania, who used to wake up 3, sometimes 4 times a night. She felt hopeless. She had tried everything. But a small change involving this humble fruit gave her the first full night of sleep she'd had in years. In this video today, I'm not just going to tell you why a banana can be so powerful. I will walk you through exactly when you need to eat it, how you should eat it, and the common mistakes that can turn this natural remedy into an enemy of your sleep. And please, make sure you watch until the very end. Because in the last few minutes, I'll share one simple habit to pair with your banana. A tiny adjustment that many people overlook, which can double its effectiveness. Before we dive in, I truly want to know how many of you have faced this. If what I just shared feels familiar, please comment a simple yes below. It shows me you understand, and it shows others they are not alone. Okay, let's get started. Alright, so let's get to the heart of it. Why is this actually happening, night after frustrating night? So many people I talk to in my practice simply shrug their shoulders and say, "Well, doctor, I'm just getting older." And while age is certainly a part of the story, it is not the whole story. It is not a life sentence that you simply have to accept. The truth, the one that gives us our power back, is that there are usually 3 specific things happening inside your body that create this perfect storm. It's not your fault. It's just biology. The very first reason is a quiet change in one of your body's most important hormones. Think of a hormone called vasopressin as your body's own personal night watchman. During your younger years, this night watchman was strong and reliable. Its main job every single night was to send a quiet signal to your kidneys. A gentle memo telling them to slow down, to reduce the amount of urine they produce while you sleep. This allowed you to rest for 6, 7, or even 8 hours uninterrupted. But here's the crucial change. As we get older, after 60 or 65, our body naturally begins to produce less of this hormone, especially during the nighttime hours. So, your kidneys, well, they never get the memo that it's time to rest. They keep working the day shift, right through the night, filtering fluid at a steady pace and sending it directly to your bladder. That's the first piece of the puzzle. The second reason has to do with the bladder itself. Imagine that in your younger years, your bladder was like a patient, calm reservoir. It could hold a significant amount of fluid before it would ever think about sending an alert to your brain. But now, after years of service, it's become more like an overly sensitive alarm system. The nerves and muscles that control it have changed. They become more reactive. This is why you now find yourself waking up for what feels like just a few ounces of urine. It's that incredibly frustrating feeling of getting back into bed and thinking to yourself, did I really need to get up for that? That doubt, that irritation, that's the oversensitive alarm doing its work. It's not holding as much as it used to, and it's complaining much, much sooner. And this brings us to the third piece of the puzzle, the one we often have the most immediate control over. Our evening habits. That comforting cup of tea before bed, that warm, healthy bowl of soup for a late dinner, or even that delicious slice of fruit you have for dessert. These things, in themselves, are wonderful. But they are also loaded with fluid. And when you consume them late in the evening, you are essentially pouring gasoline on a fire. You're adding an extra workload for your kidneys, right at the moment when your night watchman hormone is at its lowest level. and you're sending all that extra fluid straight to a bladder that's already on high alert. I'll never forget a wonderful lady I treated, a grandmother from New Jersey named Dorothy. She loved watermelon. Every single night, around 8:30, she'd sit down and enjoy a big bowl, telling me it was her favorite healthy way to stay hydrated. But she was exhausted. Constantly exhausted. She was waking up at 2 a.m., and then again at 4 a.m., feeling like she was living in a permanent state of jet lag. The very habit she thought was helping her was actually sabotaging her rest. Once we made one simple change, just one, and moved that fruit to her afternoon snack instead, her nights completely transformed. She couldn't believe it. So you see, it's not just one thing. It's a perfect storm, a weaker hormone signal, a more sensitive bladder, and the timing of our evening habits. But understanding this is the first and most powerful step toward taking back your control. Because once you know what you're truly up against, you can start to work with your body instead of against it. Now, let's talk about how a simple, familiar fruit can become our greatest ally in calming this storm. Number 2. The pharmacy inside a banana. So, we often think of a banana as just a simple snack, don't we? Something to grab when you're in a hurry. But I want you to start thinking about it differently. I want you to see it as a small, natural pharmacy, perfectly designed to help your body prepare for a night of deep, uninterrupted rest. There are 4 key ingredients in this natural pharmacy, and each one plays a special role in calming those nighttime urges. First, and most importantly, is a mineral called potassium. Now, you've likely heard of potassium for heart health, but its benefits go much deeper. Potassium is one of the body's primary tools for relaxing smooth muscles, and the muscles that line your bladder wall are smooth muscles. When your body has enough potassium, those muscles are less likely to be tense, less likely to spasm, and less likely to send those urgent, "I'm full" signals to your brain before they really need to. The core issue here is that as we get older, many of us become concerned about sugar, so we start eating less fruit. This is a common and understandable fear, but it often leads to a quiet deficiency in potassium, leaving our bladder muscles in a constant state of subtle tension throughout the night. The second ingredient in our pharmacy is another mineral, often called the relaxation mineral. I'm talking about magnesium. Magnesium works directly with your nervous system. It helps to quiet down the storm of overactive nerve signals that can disrupt your sleep. For seniors, a lack of magnesium is surprisingly common, and it often shows up in ways you might not connect to your bladder. Do you ever get those restless, jumpy legs at night? Or painful leg cramps that wake you from a deep sleep? That is often a classic sign that your body is crying out for more magnesium. By providing a gentle, food-based source of this mineral, a banana helps to calm not just your mind, but your entire nervous system, including the sensitive nerves connected to your bladder. I remember a patient of mine, Brenda, a widow from Florida. 4 years, her restless legs were so bad that she dreaded going to bed. Once we added a simple banana to her early evening routine, she told me, with tears in her eyes, that for the first time in a decade, her legs felt calm. They felt peaceful. Third, we have a vitamin that works behind the scenes. Vitamin B6. This vitamin is a crucial helper in your brain's production of serotonin and melatonin. You can think of these as your body's natural sleep chemicals. Without enough vitamin B6, your brain struggles to manufacture the very hormones that tell your body it's time to power down and repair. This is why a B6 deficiency often leads to sleep that feels shallow. You're not truly getting into those deep, restorative stages of sleep where your body and mind heal. And finally, there's a simple, often overlooked quality of the banana. It is naturally low in acid. Many healthy fruits, like oranges, grapefruits, or pineapples, are quite acidic. For a younger person, this isn't an issue. But for a sensitive, aging bladder, that acid can act as a direct irritant, making the bladder lining feel raw and triggering even more frequent urges. A banana, by contrast, is gentle. It's soothing. A retired schoolteacher from Vermont, Mr. Gable, once told me his nightly orange was a tradition he'd had for 50 years. He was skeptical when I suggested he swap it for a banana. A week later, he came back to my office and just said, "Doctor, the quiet is back." He wasn't being dramatic. He was just enjoying the simple biology of a calmer, unirritated bladder. So you see, Potassium relaxes the muscle, magnesium calms the nerves, B6 helps you sleep more deeply, and its low acidity protects the lining. It's a remarkable combination, all packed into one simple fruit. If you're surprised by how much power is packed into this simple fruit, comment "Nature's Remedy" below. Number 3. The golden hour for your banana. Now, this next part is perhaps the most critical piece of information I can share with you today. We know what's in the banana that helps, but it's when you eat it that truly unlocks its power. And this is where I see most people make the biggest mistake. They treat the banana like a sleeping pill, eating it just a few minutes before their head hits the pillow, hoping it will magically send them off to dreamland. In my 30 years of practice, I can tell you, this will almost always backfire. Here is the simple biological reason why. Even a food as easy to digest as a banana still requires work from your digestive system. When you eat it late at night, say at 9:30 or 10 o'clock, you are essentially waking up your stomach, your intestines, and your metabolism right at the exact moment your body is trying to shut down for the night. This process of digestion creates a low level of internal activity. It draws blood flow to your stomach, and it can create a very gentle, almost unnoticeable pressure in your abdomen. For a young person, this means nothing. But for someone with an already sensitive bladder, that little bit of internal activity is more than enough to trigger an urge to go, usually just a couple of hours after you've finally fallen asleep. The solution is all about timing. It's about giving your body the gift of time. The ideal time, the sweet spot that I have seen work for hundreds of my patients, is in the early evening, specifically between 5 and 6 p.m. Think of it as an early evening snack, perhaps an hour or so after you finished your main dinner. Eating it at this time creates a perfect sequence of events. It gives your body a full 2 to 3 hours to easily digest the banana, absorb all of that wonderful potassium, magnesium, and B6, and deliver them into your system. By the time you're actually getting ready for bed, your stomach is settled, your bladder is calm, and the beneficial minerals are already working their magic on your muscles and nerves. I had a patient, Linda, a retired nurse from California. She was a textbook case. She'd have a banana with a glass of milk every night around 8:30. She was exhausted, waking up every 2 hours like clockwork. We made just one change. We moved her banana to 6 p.m. and told her to have just a few sips of water with it. 2 weeks later, she called my office, overjoyed. She had just slept for 5 hours straight. For her, it was a miracle. But it wasn't a miracle. It was just better timing. So, the rule is simple. Think of the banana not as a last-minute sleep aid, but as the first step in preparing your body for a peaceful night. Prepare the stage for sleep. Don't rush the performance at the last minute. Number 4. How to eat your banana for the best results. Alright, we know why it works, and we know when to eat it. Now let's talk about the final piece of the puzzle. How to eat it. Because yes, even with a banana, a few small details can make a world of difference between comfort and potential discomfort. I have 4 simple rules that I share with my patients. Rule number 1. Choose a banana that is ripe, but not overripe. The perfect banana is yellow with a few small brown speckles. At this stage, the starches have converted to simpler sugars, making it incredibly easy for your stomach to digest. A banana that is still slightly green, on the other hand, is full of resistant starch, which can be tough on an older digestive system and may cause gas or bloating. And an overripe banana, one that's mostly brown and mushy, has a very high sugar content that can ferment in the gut, creating gas and pressure that you definitely don't want when you're trying to sleep. Rule number 2 is crucial. Always eat it at room temperature. I know many of us like to keep our fruit in the refrigerator. It feels refreshing. But for an aging body, especially in the evening, cold food can be a bit of a shock to the system. It can cause the muscles in your stomach and even your bladder to contract slightly. It's a subtle form of stress that we want to avoid. A room temperature banana is far gentler, far more soothing, and allows your body to absorb its nutrients without any unnecessary stress. Rule number 3. Keep the combinations simple and smart. Please, do not mix your banana into a big smoothie with milk or yogurt in the evening. Dairy can be heavy, slow to digest, and a source of bloating for many seniors. Similarly, avoid mixing it with acidic fruits like oranges or berries, as this cancels out the banana's gentle, low-acid benefits. The best way to eat it is either on its own or paired with something simple that adds a little protein and healthy fat, like a single spoonful of almond butter. This helps to stabilize your blood sugar through the night. And that brings us to rule number 4. Portion size matters. More is not better. One medium-sized banana is the perfect dose. For seniors, especially those on medications for blood pressure or kidney issues, consuming too much potassium at once can be risky. One banana provides all the benefits we've discussed in a safe, balanced amount. I once had a patient, Patricia, a lovely grandmother from Texas. She had replaced her nightly bowl of ice cream with a simple, room-temperature banana and a sprinkle of oats at 6:30 p.m. It was a small change, but she told me that not only did her nighttime trips to the bathroom decrease, but she also woke up feeling lighter and more energetic than she had in years. So let's review our simple checklist, ripe with a few spots. Room temperature, never cold. Paired simply, or eaten alone. And just one is enough. These small details allow the banana to do what it does best. Quiet your bladder, relax your nerves, and prepare you for a night of deep, healing sleep. Did you know that cold fruit could affect your bladder? If this is new to you, comment, learn something, below. Number 5. The power combo. Pairing your banana with helpful habits. Now, we've spent a lot of time talking about the remarkable power of this one simple fruit. And it truly is a powerful ally. But I want to be very clear about something. A banana is not a magic wand. You cannot eat a banana at 6 p.m. and then spend the rest of your evening doing things that work directly against it. To get the absolute best, most life-changing results, you need to think of the banana as the star player on a team. It's a hero, but it needs a good supporting cast. I want to share 3 other simple, supportive habits that, when combined with your early evening banana, create a powerful synergy. A true power combo for peaceful nights. The first supportive habit has nothing to do with what you eat, but with how you move during the day. Many of us over 60 notice that by the end of the day, our ankles or calves are a little swollen. A little puffy. It might not seem like much. You might only notice it from the indentations your socks leave behind. But that puffiness is actually trapped fluid, a result of gravity and a circulation system that isn't quite as efficient as it used to be. Here's the critical part. When you finally lie down in bed, flat on your back, gravity no longer holds that fluid in your lower legs. Where does it go? It gets reabsorbed into your bloodstream and sent directly to your kidneys to be processed. As a result, your kidneys are hit with an unexpected flood of fluid, right at the beginning of the night, forcing them into overdrive and filling your bladder just as you're trying to fall asleep. The solution is wonderfully simple. Gentle movement earlier in the day. I'm not talking about running a marathon. A simple, brisk 15-minute walk in the morning. Doing some gentle leg stretches while you watch the news. Or even just standing up and marching in place during commercial breaks. These simple actions help your calf muscles pump that fluid out of your legs and back into circulation during the daytime, when your body is fully equipped to handle it. I had a patient, a grandfather from Michigan named George, who started with just a short stroll around his block each morning. He told me he noticed a difference in his nighttime bathroom trips even before we talked about the banana. When he paired that morning walk with his new 6 p.m. banana snack, he said it felt like he had turned back the clock 20 years. The second supportive habit is to have a mindful, low-salt dinner. Heavy, salty meals, especially late at night, create 2 hidden problems for us. First, and most obviously, salt makes you thirsty. It forces you to drink more fluids after dinner, right at the worst possible time. But there's a second, more subtle problem. Your body works very hard to maintain a perfect balance of salt and water. When you eat a salty meal, your body holds onto extra water to dilute that salt, which again, puts more pressure on your kidneys and bladder throughout the night. This is especially true for common dinner foods like canned soups, frozen dinners, pickles, or processed meats. The solution isn't about eating bland, boring food. It's simply about shifting those saltier items to your lunchtime meal and enjoying a lighter, freshly prepared dinner. A little baked fish with some steamed vegetables. A simple chicken and rice dish. These choices work in harmony with your banana, providing nourishment without creating extra thirst or fluid retention. And the third, final habit is to create a cool and comfortable sleep environment. This might sound unrelated, but it's deeply connected. When your bedroom is too warm, or you're sleeping under heavy, thick blankets, Your body naturally sweats to cool down, even if you don't notice it. This loss of fluid, however small, can trigger thirst signals in your brain, making you wake up feeling parched and wanting a glass of water. Furthermore, being overheated makes your sleep more restless and shallow. Seniors in both hot southern climates and centrally heated northern homes often underestimate this factor. By simply wearing light, breathable cotton pajamas, cracking a window just a little, or using a small fan for air circulation, you keep your body comfortably cool. This reduces sweating, prevents nighttime thirst, and allows the calming minerals from your banana to guide you into a much deeper, more restorative sleep. So you see how it all fits together? You move the fluid out of your legs during the day. You eat a light and early dinner. You enjoy your banana as the perfect evening snack. And you sleep in a cool, comfortable environment. Each step is so small, so simple. But together, they create a powerful, peaceful rhythm. They send a clear, consistent message to your body. The day is done. It is time to rest. You're no longer fighting against your body's changes. You are gently and wisely guiding it toward the peaceful sleep it still remembers how to achieve. As we close our time together today, I want you to think back to Eleanor, the retired teacher from Pennsylvania I mentioned earlier. 4 years, her nights were filled with the anxiety of knowing she would inevitably be woken up, not once, but multiple times. She felt that peaceful, deep sleep was just a distant memory, a part of her past that she could never get back. Today, Eleanor no longer fears the nighttime. She has found her quiet again. Her story is not a rare exception. It is a testament to a simple truth, and if there is one single message I hope you take away from our time together, it is this. You are not powerless in the face of these changes. Waking up at night is not a life sentence you simply have to endure. It is a signal from your body. A signal that you can answer with gentle, thoughtful care. By making small, simple adjustments. By understanding your body's natural rhythm. And by using something as humble and familiar as a banana, eaten the right way, at the right time. You can give yourself the profound gift of a deep, healing, and uninterrupted night's sleep. Your body still remembers how to rest. Sometimes, it just needs a little help from you to find its way back. But knowledge is only truly powerful when we put it into action. So now, I have one important question for you. What is the one small change you promise to make for yourself, starting this week? It could be as simple as, I will try my banana at 6 p.m., or I will take a short walk every morning. Please share your personal commitment in the comments below. Reading your promises inspires me, and more importantly, it inspires everyone else in this community to take that first step right alongside you. And if you found real value and hope in our time together today, please show your support by giving this video a simple like. To continue on this journey of health and empowerment with us, and to make sure you never miss another video, please hit that subscribe button. It's more than just a click. It's you joining a family of friends who are all dedicated to living their golden years with strength and with joy. And finally, think of just one person in your life. A friend, a spouse, a sibling, who might also be longing for a peaceful night's rest. Please, share this video with them. A simple share from you might just be the gift they've been hoping for. Thank you for spending your valuable time with me today. Stay healthy, stay wise, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video.